So what's on your mind today? What would make this a really extraordinary conversation for you?
Um, so okay, a few things. It's funny because I'm sitting here in my office. So, because you and I know each other from our course that we did, just to preface for other people, and I'm looking at like my I am a trailblazer and like my commitment sheet on the wall didn't follow through with because life turned insane, which you know about. Um, and like my mind in the back of my mind is like always like, what can I do to make an impact in the lives of other people? Like, what can my business idea be even? Um, because when you and I met, it was, oh, I'm building my network marketing business, but it didn't really feel super right. Like that, like I was just kind of like, I want this for my family, but like I just don't feel like I'm being authentic. And so I've kind of thrown that to the side. And yeah, so I don't know if even just like, because I told you I was like I'm working on like me, so I don't have a lot with like a business side that's really developed into some kind of a plan that I can then like run with right now, but I'm also in like really excited to be working on me because I see it as something that I can then turn into a way to help other people,
Hmm.
right? So because I know you help people with their businesses, like maybe that would be a good thing to focus on.
Hmm.
I don't know. There are other things in my life like, oh, I want to lose weight, or oh, I want to like exercise every day, or like just different other aspects. But for the purpose of this, maybe like just because I know you've had experience with other people in businesses, like helping develop that
Yeah.
idea or how to take it from an idea to something more.
Hmm. So why don't we start with this?
Let's do
What
it.
do you really want? What does Katie want more than anything?
um, you say that first, and I was like, for my family to like have opportunities, right? Um, and I know like we can have opportunities regardless of the amount of money we have, but I also would really love to like provide opportunities for my family to meet other people. Like I have this big goal of traveling the world with my kids and my husband and like serving other people. Like
Mm.
wherever we are, like we go on vacation to serve other people and to have fun. Like that takes financial like income, like to be able to do that. Um, but I also, along with that, I am not like, oh, I just want to make money. That's not me. Like I want to make money by impacting the lives of other people.
Mm.
Um, so those kind of go hand in hand. My family, like the lives of my family members, and then also the lives of those that I'm helping and they're paying me to help them because I'm giving them value. So those
Is,
things are, I think, the most important to me, like moving forward with a business.
is that a vision that you wake up seeing every day?
Yes.
Mm.
It's like always in the back of my mind. Like even little conversations I have with people, I'm like, man, this is like going to turn into something big one day. And I'm going to be able to help other people. And maybe I'll be a little more qualified to tell them about things like and coach them and stuff. But yes, like I'm constantly like thinking, how can I impact their life, even like at work? So I work in a plasma center and I see people for like 5 minutes at a time, and then it's the next person and it's the next person. And like even there, like they're not paying me to talk to them. We're paying them to come and talk to me, right? But I want to like leave them feeling good. So
Mm.
they go on with their day feeling good.
Mm. Would that be what it's about for you?
Yes.
Giving the gift to others of feeling good about themselves and their lives?
Yes.
Mm.
And like feeling like there's hope, because I feel like my life has kind of been, I mean, as are most of our lives, right? They're just different roller coasters. Like mine has been a roller coaster, especially the last couple of years. And I feel like there have been times when I have been so down. And I just want to like, even making it up to the top seems like impossible. And there have been people who have helped me move up and up and up and up so that I am at a better place. And I want to be able, I truly believe that we go through experiences in our lives, one, so we can grow, and two, so that we can then help others to grow. Like that 100% is what I feel like my purpose on this earth is to help other people, help myself, and then help other people, whether that's my husband, my kids, my family, like my parents, whatever. Or even just to be more understanding in situations. Because it may not be that I'm going to coach every person, you know what I mean? Or it may not be that I'm going to be like, let me give you this advice about how it was for me when I was in this situation, but at least giving me an opportunity to empathize and really feel for other people. And I think that's also important when you're struggling, is knowing that somebody really cares. You've been that for me, honestly. As we've talked like through Messenger, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like somebody like gets it. She's not like just like, okay, who's this crazy girl that I don't even really know? But like I felt very strongly that you care, and that has been in some of the hardest times like something that I've really cherished. So thank you.
I so appreciate that. And it's been such a pleasure and honor to get to know you and see you blossom. And you continue to, it's just, there's so much inspiration that you give. The little bit that I know about you, and seeing what this past fall and what this past season brought for you, just in terms of challenges and different things with the family. And yet you continue, you always show up as the light that you are. And that is truly such a gift. You mentioned coaching a couple times. And so I'm curious, when you see this vision of you and your family traveling and like vacationing as you're impacting people, is that what you're doing? Are you coaching?
No, I've not ever seen it like that. I've seen it as a like a byproduct of having coached people. So now I have this income to then share these experiences with my family. I have thought in like, I'm like, maybe one day there will be like this Rachel Hollis experience, you know, where like now I'm having these conferences and like I'm surrounded by all these other women and we're like super empowering, and or you know, like things like that, where I'm like, that would be really cool and also terrifying, but also really awesome. And but I don't see that in like these trips with my family. I see them more like, now I'm going to third world countries and serving them in a way. I mean, I guess essentially it is kind of, I don't see it as coaching. I see it as helping them learn to be more self-sufficient, but not like, I don't know. I've never seen it that way though. It's always been like like I have the dreams I made happen on my wall behind this computer, and one of them is I travel the world with my family serving those that we visit. Like that's what, and I am an influencer with a loyal following of mamas who want to change the world. That's my like, and that is like literally like part of my heart. Like I just want to do that. I would love.
So what I'm hearing from you is that there's this burning desire to support moms.
Yes.
And by doing this and building that leg of the business and the brand, you will be able to then travel the world with your family and create those experiences as you give back to those people locally. So there's this kind of like missions, philanthropic aspect.
Yes.
That's really important to you.
Yes. And I have a few like nonprofits that I've worked with in the past, just personally, that I like would love to make a difference with in the long run. Both kind of smaller nonprofits, and I would love to be their voice, basically, like to be able to help that grow, because now I have a following of people who I've helped that now can hear this message, and we all work together. I don't know. That is like my vision. Like one day I will have this voice that's so like prominent that in my own sphere, that then we can make things happen on a bigger level for those who aren't living the lives like we're living them.
So that woman who is coaching the moms and influencing the lives of moms around the world, that woman who is taking her family to these amazing places and doing so much good in these locations. Tell me about her. What is she like?
That's a really good question. She's me in like 10 years. So, so my kids are old enough that I'm not freaking out that I'm taking them to third world countries. Just kidding. I think about like the things that happen there, but no, realistically though, I see her as just this confident, loving, and by loving, I mean like, not just like, I'm so confident that I am awesome and now you can just follow me, but like confident and humble and somebody that people can listen to and really feel that she means what she says. I've seen a lot, and maybe this is me judging people to an extent. Obviously we see people by the way we like judge them or whatever, but I feel like I can tell, and I think I've talked with you about this, I can tell if somebody really cares or if it's like their business. And like for you, you were like a breath of fresh air. I'm like, this woman, I don't even know her. And I'm like, dang it, I didn't like watch her videos like I said that I would, because I've kind of got crazy and I still haven't even finished this class. And like, she's probably going to be like, if you have goals, you need to like follow them. And if you don't, then you need to start over, like whatever, you know. Not that that's not who you are. That's why I'm like, but that's what I felt like in the job, like in with my network marketing business, was like, oh, well, you haven't tried hard enough. So what are your goals you're going to do this month so that you try harder? And I'm like, I am completely overwhelmed, you know, like, do you really care about me, or do you care about your business growing so that you can do what you want to do, you know? And so I see that woman as somebody who people can feel like really cares. She's not just she's not just doing it because she wants to make money so then she can do these things with her family. Like making money is like the byproduct of helping other people, and then I can take that and then help more people.
So call me crazy, but you strike me as a confident, humbled, genuine, and beautiful listener, as you are right here, right now.
Thank you.
So this future you, the 10 years from now you, all the things, all the qualities that you just described that she embodies, I mean, I see that in you now.
Thank you. So let's go. Let's do it. And there's just like, wait, why do we do that to ourselves, right? Like, I don't know. I feel way more confident now than if we would have had this kind of conversation in July. I probably would have been a mess. Like I would have known like, okay, I want to be there someday, but life is insane. I shouldn't make excuses. Now I don't think of them as excuses. I think of it just as timing, but yeah.
Here's the thing. We can only take our clients and our customers as far as we've taken ourselves.
Yes, I agree with that. That's why like my working on myself right now, when I messaged you and I was like, okay, I haven't done a whole lot with my business, like, but I'm working on me. And I think that is huge and it's going to help me in the future. And I mean, there is a point where I have to say, okay, like when do I then turn this into now helping other people? Because I could keep helping me, right? And then I'm like, wait, like I'm 15 years down the road and I never did this business that I wanted to do, and I still don't feel like I'm qualified or whatever. I understand that there's a time where you have to stop and say, okay, I am enough. Like I'm enough to move forward. But then the whole idea of moving forward like gets me in this like paralytic state of like, but how do I do it? Like how do I put myself out there so people listen to me, or I don't know, grow this following that I will have one day, you know?
So what certifications, what qualifications does a person need to help others to feel good?
This is a good question. Because I am like one of those people that's like, okay, show me your qualifications. Mm-hmm. Like if you are gonna like if you're gonna be my personal trainer, I want to know that you actually know what the body does, you know? Like I don't want to put myself in your hands if I can't see that you know how this works. I use that example because I went to school for personal training and I didn't finish because I'm like, I'm a mom now. And in some aspects, like qualification is important to me. And so that's kind of been my part of my belief window of like, okay, how I see the world. Like, okay, I want you to show me qualifications. So if I want you to, then I'm going to need to show them to you so that you're going to believe that I'm legit, right? But I also understand, I'm saying right, knowing that that's not right. I also understand that you just have to do it. Like you build other people up by opening your mouth and building them up. And they're going to start to trust you. It's not like my friends turn to me and say, Kaity, you can't give me this advice on life because you're not a therapist. You know, like, and I get that, but I feel like, well, maybe they'll like need me to like show this qualification before they'll listen, you know? I don't think I need one. I don't think I need qualification, like moving forward. But I also still, there's like something in the back of me that's like, but if I had qualification, then maybe people would listen to me more or be more convinced. Not that I'm trying to like convince people in a manipulative way, not like that, but just like, oh, she like went to the life coach school, or oh, she has a degree in psychology, or oh, she like, yeah, that would make me like, oh, I'm going to talk to her because she knows what she's talking about.
So why didn't you ask for my qualifications then?
I know. I was just thinking that as I'm saying this, I'm like, I don't even know anything about Stephanie. She's just so nice. Like, you made a good point.
Well,
Touche.
Here's the thing, and I poke fun at that a little bit because ultimately you and I have just gone on a journey together as human beings, as women, as women with hearts who are wanting to impact the world.
Yes.
And so when I said, hey, Kaity, we should do a coaching session together, you probably like, yes, it's terrifying, but you still trusted the process because we have this rapport already.
Because I trust you. Yes.
And all we've done is connect like human beings. So I just wonder, what are the human beings out there that you can just start connecting with now? Yes. And shine your beautiful light on? What the mind loves to do is tell us that we need every certification under the sun. We have to have 100 glowing testimonials before we can actually start to help people. And it's complete BS. And it's the one thing that I see holding women back the most.
Yes.
And it's really not your fault. It's just this funny thing that our brain loves to do to keep us safe, right?
Yes. I like that. I mean, I don't like the fact that it's that my brain does this, but I like it being pointed out to me, so it's not just in my head. I've been reading this book called The Untethered Soul. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard
Have
it.
you read it? Oh,
No.
I'm like, have you read it? My coach can like taught me about it, but it is like mind blowing, this idea that I just got a tickle in my throat. We go through life, right? And we experience these circumstances in our lives, but we view them through these lenses that we've created because of these beliefs and these thoughts that we had. So, like, example, like I got on the scale a couple weeks ago and I was like, whoa, that is not where I want to be. So now I'm upset with myself, even though I don't want to be upset with myself because I'm working on that, but I'm upset because now that number is higher than it's been, and that's not okay. And then I felt being upset, and then I ate more brownies. Like, and then I didn't help that number go down. Right. And so, and I was talking to my coach and I was like, okay, like this is what I saw. And she's like, well, was that number a positive or a negative circumstance? And I was like, oh, it's totally negative. And she's like, wrong. She's like, it was just a neutral circumstance. And I'm like, no, but it wasn't, like it was negative. She's like, well, what if somebody else got on the scale and they saw that number? Could they think of it as a positive? And I was like, yes, okay. And so it's kind of like changed my mindset when I look at things. Like I'm like, okay, like I can be upset that I'm not where I thought I was going to be or where I envisioned myself being by today. Or I can just be grateful that I'm where I'm at and for all of the things that I've learned along the way. And now it's going to help me like moving forward. Like it's a neutral circumstance and I get to view it however I want to. Mm. And I choose positive right now. So that's good.
I recently read something and it was all about this idea of making this year the year where you choose to just feel good. Mm-hmm. Where you commit to feeling good. That's it. And so that you're bringing me back to that, because what if that's what we're all about? Making a commitment to yourself to feel good no matter what, whatever that means for you.
Yes.
Maybe it's saying screw the scale and just choosing to learn how to feel good in your body. Uh-huh. Maybe it's saying screw the 10-year plan. I own my confidence and my the fact that I'm so genuine and loving now, and I can start having conversations now. Yeah. Whatever that means for you.
True. I like that. And that's what I felt the last like couple of weeks as I've really worked on like, okay, where are these feelings coming from? And what's my thought? And how can I change my thought so that I can change my feelings? And really create good feelings because I've changed my thought about this circumstance.
And that in turn determines the actions you take or don't take.
Uh-huh. Yep. Because we make our decisions, we act based on our feelings. We're emotional beings. And so if I'm not feeling good about myself or about a situation, then I'm probably not going to act positively. And so if I can change that and now feel good about a situation, even if it's a bad situation, feel good about what I may be learning from it or whatever, then I can act in a more positive way. Anyway. So yes, it's there. I just it's like I want to like do this on social media. These are my hang-ups, I guess. But I don't want to be on social media too much. But then I'm already on it anyway because I go and check and see what everybody else is doing. So why am I not being more productive with it? Oh, and it's okay if like that was one thing I think I learned from that class with Emily Hirsch was like, it's okay that it's not like this beautifully made video. Like I can get on and do just like a video of me while I'm out with my kids and upload it, and then people get to know me, and I will never be the person that has these professional videos. Like that's not the person I see when I see 10 years from now. I will not have that, I'm sure. There will be like voice messages or like FaceTime videos or whatever. But anyway.
So I can hear that there's something there with the social aspect and that that's important to you.
Yes.
What would you love to have happen there? What do you want to create?
Um, One, I just want a place. Okay, I'm going to backtrack with this really fast. When I was doing network marketing, it was really frustrating to me. Isn't it crazy that sometimes we make things because of our past bad experiences? But it was frustrating to me because if I wanted to reach out to people about something that I genuinely felt they would be excited about, like, oh, they told me they love this. And so, you know, I want to share this with them. It took one, keeping track of all of the things that they loved, and two, then sending each person individual messages, which was taking away from my time with my family. And it just felt very like, one, I want them to know that I love them. I don't want them to feel like I'm just like, hey, here's this message. I thought you might like this. Like, I don't want them to think that I'm not being genuine, because I genuinely am, obviously. But I want a way to like reach multiple people like at the same time. It's wonderful to have one-on-one conversations, and I love that. I really do. But I think it's also wonderful to be able to impact people on a level that is beyond just like sitting in my living room and talking. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like social media, when you do it in a way that really is like for other people, you can make an impact greater than you could just one-on-one.
Hmm.
And then it also is allowing me to be able to step away from that as well and be with the people that are closest to me. Because if I build up other people, but I don't spend time with my family, then there's no point.
Hmm.
Like my husband and my kids need to know, because I'm with them, that they are most important. And that was hard for me with network marketing, because it was like, wait, I'm doing this for them. Like, I want to be able to have this like financial freedom and impact these people in my team, but they don't all have this same vision. And so I'm trying to impact them, but we're not on the same page. I'm not reaching my target audience. And I'm in my office for so long while I'm like missing out on the things that I want to be there for. And I'm missing out on that. And I'm not helping the people I want to help here, because
Hmm.
they're not really my target audience. And so I felt this just like, oh, I'm trying so hard, but it's not like going there. And so social media to me looks like just a means to be able to reach people on a bigger scale, and to create that relationship where they can see me face to face, right? I mean, through a screen, and know that I'm a real person, and maybe it can add value to who I am and their trust
Hmm.
in me. And not to say that I don't want to still have one-on-one conversations with people. I do. Like, I love that, but I want to have those conversations with the people that want to have them with me. Like it would be like a waste, I think, a waste of time for you if I didn't really want to like hear what you had to say. But I'm like, I'll just do it for Stephanie. Like, I really want to hear what you have to say. Like, I am here because I want to hear what you have to say. I hope this is like, I do not want this to be a waste of anybody's time, you know? This is an hour of your day that you put off later because I was working. And that means a lot to me. And I hope that that is beneficial time for you too, not just for me. So
It
that was
is,
a really long answer.
it is, this is what we do, being of
Mhm.
service to the world, right? And so this is what you will do for your people, which is really
Yes.
exciting. And so, has there been anything that you found feels really good and exciting or works really well for you as far as building the social aspect of the business? Or are you still
Ah,
kind of in the exploration phase?
I don't feel like let me just think for a second. Like, there are ideas that feel great, but not like, I almost, it's funny how I do this, but I think it's also a result of how things were with network marketing. But I almost don't want to reach out fully to, like, I almost don't want to post it like on my wall, if that makes sense. Like if it were Facebook or Instagram, I'd rather it be somewhere else. Like how in our class they talked about like making a separate business page and then just doing a video and then putting it on an ad so you reach your target audience and building a following that way. And then I have a place to, like, on my page where I can share a few nuggets, but it's not a place where I feel like I'm overwhelming like people that aren't my target audience.
So is this Facebook in particular you're talking about?
I'm using Facebook because that's what we like talked about a lot more in the class, was like Facebook ads and stuff. I really love Instagram. I feel like they have different, I feel like you might get a little more genuine on Facebook than you get on Instagram. I don't know why, like this idea of like being like this page on Facebook where I have these options and things versus like Instagram where it's just photos or videos or stories, you know. But I like both of them, and I think that I would find a decent amount of people under my audience that I want to find on both platforms. Because especially, and I think like thinking of what I would love to coach people on, one is self-worth. I just like, it kills me to hear people talk so negatively about themselves, or like I was trying this and then I failed and whatever. Like I just like, and I feel like that comes a lot through social media. So if they're feeling really down on themselves, even if they're trying to make their life look perfect, and I put myself in front of that, then I'm reaching the people I want to reach. So it's great.
So what if you were to just pick one for now to think about playing on and showing up just a little bit whenever it feels good? Maybe you manage to find 15 minutes in your day where you can hop on and inspire some people.
I like that.
Is the thought of that, like taking that kind of targeted action every day, feel doable? Does it feel like the best next thing?
No, that like it does feel, and that's part of it, right? It's like you can have these great goals, but if you feel like it's not something you can do right now, then you get to a state of feeling overwhelmed and then you just don't do it. At least that's me. If I'm overwhelmed, I'm not doing it. Like, if I tell myself I'm going to run for an hour every day, I'm not going to do it because that's a long time. And it's funny you mentioned that because I have not been on Facebook so much layly as far as like posting things. Like I've posted more on Instagram because it just seems more seamless to me. I can do a video real quick or like a story real quick, even though there's stories and stuff on Facebook, but that, I mean, that's reaching my like current following, but maybe that's where I start, is with a current following and then build from there.
So there's a reason that you have that different emotion and connection with one platform over the other. So I would just say, follow that feeling, because everything we do in our business, we want it to feel good, or we're just not going to do it, or we'll do it for a little bit, but we won't, create any kind of consistency.
Yeah.
And to have an influence online, it requires consistency over time. And so part of that is really figuring out for yourself, where do you love to show up? For me, I find Facebook really draining. And so outside of hopping into this group and some other places, I really, really limit myself on Facebook, because as a platform in general, it's not really for me at this stage.
Yes.
So I spend most of my time on Instagram.
Okay.
And I
It's just funny because I've only ever seen you on here, like on Facebook.
yeah, but you'll find that when you show up in a place that feels kind of seamless, your people will be there too. Well, you
Yes.
already know that you can find a lot of moms on Instagram, especially millennial moms, right?
Uh-huh.
That's where they are. And so I would just say, what if you were to play around with a Facebook ban for the next 30 days
Mm-hmm.
and set a goal, a fun goal to show up on Instagram, play on Instagram 15 minutes a day and see what happens. Maybe run a self-worth series where you can make a couple easy little micro posts.
I
You can
like
then
that.
turn those into an IG story. You can do a minute video as an IG story, and people love that. And not only are you
Yeah.
checking those Hirsch boxes of building brand building, right? But you're being visible,
Uh-huh.
part of the brand building process.
That's a really, see, and that's exciting to me
Mm.
versus like create this business page on Facebook and then show up there every day. It's still showing up. That's what's funny. Is it's like I'm still doing a video or whatever. Like both of them are the same thing, but just yeah, which is funny because I used to hate Instagram. Instagram is so stupid. But now I think it's great. And I feel like most people use Instagram and when they post to their Instagram story, they just go like share to Facebook. It's not even like sharing it on Facebook. But okay, I like that. I like doing a series because then it's me, then I can still sit down and even plan something out, but it doesn't have to take me, it's not this overwhelming like I have to like figure out what I want. Like a little series, yeah, I could do that. And it sounds fun.
And you can use things like there is the it's UNUM as in Mary. That's an app where you can pre-plan your posts for Instagram. So you could take, I don't know, maybe Sunday after the kids are in bed, you could do like an hour and just kind of plan out a couple of images, write your short captions or whatever your content is, and you can have them ready to go in this app. And then on that day that you're wanting to post, you just export the photo with the caption and it's boom, it's there.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that. I know they've had those, but I haven't ever like, then it's a matter of figuring out which ones are good. And anyway, so
Yeah.
that's no. And that is funny. That's a clever title for that.
I don't know that
I was like, why would they call it that? I'm like, oh, I get it. Let's stop trying to figure out what to do and let's just do it. Makes full sense. Okay. That sounds great. There's also like, okay, I feel like I need to finish this class that I paid all this money for. And like I still remember sitting down with my husband and I was like, I need to do this. And he's like, and how are you paying for it? And I was like, well, we can figure it out. And he's like, I don't want to take that out of anywhere. Like, if you want to do this, you need to figure it out. And I'm like, okay. Hence, I started working where I'm working. But
so, with that, you can totally jump in and do that, or you have lifetime access. And so
yeah.
I wonder if it would serve you more to just allow yourself to get into this flow.
Yes.
You now are really clear, like you're clear in this big vision you have first and foremost.
Yes.
You're also then on more of a micro level clear that Instagram is a place that excites you to play and that you can connect with target clients there. So maybe it's just about allowing this to get more fun and joyful and testing that out for a bit, building some consistency around showing up there, and then you can open up that course and set your ads on fire.
Yeah.
That will always be there for you.
This is true. That's very true. See, and that's part of my like feeling like I need qualification.
Mm.
Okay, I've got this course by this person who does awesome, and I haven't even used it. Maybe if I used it, then people think I'm more qualified. I don't know. I think that's really where the root of that is.
The
But I'm grateful it's there because it shows you, like, she shows us, like, this is how you do an ad. Like, this is how you do it. And you need to invest in that because now you can reach people on a broad. That spoke to me so much. That was why I was like, I need to have this because I'm tired of trying to reach people that are just in my like friends group, and I don't even know if they want what I'm offering.
Yeah.
So
Hearing you say that, I just thought about what a second layer could look like for you is if you start by just daily consistency on Instagram, right? And you start to
yeah,
share your inspirations. And when you start connecting with those ideal people, then open it up to a conversation and see who you can ask some simple questions to. This could be a really powerful way to get more clarity around the offers that you're going to create down the road.
yeah,
This is where you can conduct free market research.
yes,
And when they see you showing up consistently and offering your expertise, heck yeah, they're going to want to have a 15-minute conversation with you.
yeah,
And you'll be much better positioned after you do this a few times and hear directly from your target audience what they really need. You will be that much far ahead when you go to really truly sit down and create your offers
yes.
and set up your ads. You'll be able to use her exact language because you've spoken to her.
Uh-huh. I like that. This is so, it's so cool to see it like, oh no, I am there. I can start that. I can do that. I think I was just thinking about and I don't remember if it was Emily Hirsch or somewhere else, but how we tend to think we're not qualified humans, right? And nobody wants to hear what we have to say because we haven't gotten to this point of qualification, but we don't realize that there are people that haven't gotten to the point where we're at. And so all of those people, we can still help. And then as we learn more, we're going to be able to reach more people. But it's not that like, because it's funny too, because I think I experiment, but like not realizing that I'm experimenting with other people, like even at work in my 5 minutes that I have with individuals. And I start sharing these things that I've learned, and it's like, oh, they don't know these things. Like they haven't learned these things yet. And these are like people that I could talk to, like and teach, even though I don't know all of the things. I know it on a level that at least I can help other people.
Yes.
Okay. This was great.
You are already an expert.
Yes.
Trust me, you will go after a certification and get the certification, and you will never feel like you'll have enough certifications. You'll be a millionaire impacting people globally, and you'll still feel like there's more.
Yes, I agree.
It will never end. So let's instead just own all that we are now and be really clear about that and just start sharing our gifts with the world.
Writing down.
One note I want to give you to add that you can look her up on Instagram, but her name is Jess Baumgardner. It's like BAUMGARDNER, I think.
Okay.
She is a girlfriend from college, and I've watched her go from working in corporate marketing to becoming a health coach to now, I want to say she has maybe 30,000 followers on Instagram, and she coaches moms. And so I want you to take a look at her page and her profile, because her content it's just so engaging and so fun. And this evolution, just by her being a mom and knowing what the struggles are and knowing that she can really help other women in their journey. And now she's built this incredible global community just because
Yeah.
one day she put her flag in the ground and decided that she was going to take a stand for other moms. And that's what you can do too.
Okay.
You
Oh,
should have
that
it
makes
inside.
me excited. I will look her up today. Isn't that cool too, that like as we connect with other people, we learn who we can connect them to other people. Because you get to learn more about them and you're like, hey, I know this person too. Like, look, you could totally do this. Or if you need that answer, like, that's cool.
It's so fun.
Life is so cool. Sometimes it's hard, but it's still great.
It really is. And yes, it can be hard. And it's like I had to pinch myself the other day thinking about how we have this technology that I sometimes curse about because it's like, it's everywhere. But the fact that we're able to do this, the fact that you're
Yes.
able to now go on Instagram and share your message with people and connect with strangers and make their lives better. Like it's such a blessing.
It really is. And at least when they're like, I like to think about that too. Like if we see people just sitting there like on Instagram all day long, maybe they're seeing good messages too. Like maybe they're seeing the messages of hope and self-love and that, instead of just what I think we all see of just like that person's better than me because they have this, or that person's better than me. Look at her teeth, look at her hair, look at her face, or whatever. But hopefully I can be that light for those that are staring at their phones, because I do too, and people are that for me. So yeah.
I'm really excited to see what you create.
I need to find you on Instagram now. I'm like, wait, if Stephanie's on Instagram, no.
So are there any appreciations that you've had that you want to share?
Any what?
Any appreciations, or like what was your biggest insight
Today?
Yeah.
One was just you taking me through like who I want to be, like who I see that person as, and then being like, that's who you are right now. Like, like that's not, I mean, like will be me in 10 years also, hopefully with even more awesomeness. But like I can start now. I don't have to wait. I don't have to think that I have to finish this class or get certifications or whatever. Like I can do it. Which is funny because I had a conversation with a friend, it was probably like a month ago, about like life coaching, because she told me, I think I want to be a life coach, but I just don't have the money to pay to go to life coaching school. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like it's a lot of money. And then when I started doing stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, like this would be awesome, but I just don't, I should probably finish this other class before I decide to do life coaching school, you know? And then my friend said the same thing to me, my life coach. She's like, the only people that ever ask me about my qualifications are the people that want to be life coaches. Never do any of my clients. And she's like, I was talking to my husband and he told me like, you could go to school, but you don't need to because you're already coaching people. And I was like, we can start now. And then I forgot. Like, we can start now. Like, we can do this, right? Like, we don't have to do all of the things. Like, sure, they'd be great and we'd probably learn a lot more, but we don't have to be in this paralytic state of not helping people because we feel like we're not qualified when we really are. So that was like a huge for me today. And then like being told by you that I am clear on my big vision and like on what platform I want to do things on was also like, I am clear. Like I'm clear. Like I know, like I've had these things on my board and they've become a part of me over the past so long. And like there's not a day go by that I don't think of them. And so I know what I want to be. Like I know where I'm going. And I do also know how I want to get there, at least in some small part. It's not that I am totally in this paralytic state. Like like I have an idea. I just needed to be told that I did. Anyway, So thank you.
Oh,
This
it
has
was
been great.
my pleasure. You're awesome. And I'm gonna look for you on Instagram. We'll all look
Deal.
for you on Instagram.
Okay, perfect.
And Jana, keep us posted with everything.
I will. I
Oh,
will for sure. I love this community. I think it's so fun. I love seeing like other women just go at it. Not
yeah.
at it with each other. I mean, at it at their dreams. They're going at it. I don't love
Upward
that.
and upward.
Yes.
Well, hey, thank you so much for playing with me today and have an amazing rest of your week. And we will talk soon.
Hey, see ya. Bye, Stephanie.
Bye.